Hey, what's going on, guys? JT Dragonlord here, bringing you guys my first episode of the Theros Spoilers. So let's get right into it. This first guy, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name. I'm just gonna call him the World Eater. So he's 2 mana or 2 colors, 2 green, 5/5. Legendary creature Hydra, XX Monstrosity X. If this creature isn't monstrous, put X plus and plus and counters on it, and it becomes monstrous. When it becomes monstrous, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures your opponents control. Each of those creatures deals damage back to the World Eater. So he fights a bunch of things and becomes monstrous. He can become really fat. He's 4 mana for a 5/5, which is awesome as it is. I think this guy could potentially make it in standard. EDH people are going to love him. It's a good card. Next we got Annex and Samid. 1 colorless. 1 red, 1 white for a 3/2. Legendary creature, human soldier. He's got first strike and vigilance. He's got heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets him, creatures you control get +1/+1 and trample. I think this guy's really good. You can target him with like an aura spell, and creatures you control get +1/+1 and trample or something like that. So I think this card has all of the potential, all of it. Next we got Cavalry Pegasus. 1 white, 1 colorless for a 1/1 flyer. Whenever he attacks, each attacking human gains flying until end of turn. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this card. It gives humans flying. I'm sure you can make some good human deck, but I'm not really sure. Next, we got Orgy Loper. 1 colorless, 1 red for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Whenever enchant creature attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. When the creature has, then if the creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice the ordeal. And then when you sacrifice it, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So it makes your guy bigger, and then once it's got 3 +1/+1 counters on it, it sacrifices itself, and then it gets the lightning bolt. So I think this card's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's going to make it anywhere in constructed formats, but the card is definitely cool, and I like the idea behind it. Satire, Hedonist. 1 colorless, 1 green for a 2/1. New creature type Satire, by the way. That's kind of cool. 1 red, sack it, add 3 to your pool. Not the best, not the worst. It ramps you for a turn. Can help you get there, but overall I don't think that great at all. Destructive Revelry. Let's see. 1 red, 1 green for an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. I think this card's very good. It's a naturalize that gets to shock your opponent as well. So I mean, if you're running Gruul or even like a Naya or something, this card's gonna be awesome. And with all of the enchantments that we're seeing in Theros, this card I think is going to be in sideboards everywhere. Next we got Anthusa, Citizen Hero. I don't even know, I murdered that name, I apologize. It's 3 colorless, 2 green for a 4/5 legendary creature, human warrior. Has a heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets her, up to 3 target lands you control, each become 2/2 warrior creatures till end of turn. They're still lands. Now, I think their heroic ability is really cool. I really like what they did with it. You get bonuses retarding your own guys' spells. Sorry. This one makes some of your guys, or some of your lands guys. So that's pretty cool. It gives you some extra attackers if you need them. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I like what they're doing with their heroic abilities. I think this would be a pretty cool general to make for EDH. Constructed, I see potential, but I'm not sure. Next we have Embo Swallower. He's 2 colorless, 2 red for a 4/5 elemental. He has 7 mana for a monstrosity 3. So you can pay 7 mana to put 3 +1/+1 counters on him. And then when he becomes monstrous, each player sacrifices 3 lands. 4 mana for the 4/5 seems good. I mean, that's good. 7 mana to activate his 2 abilities on his card seems really expensive. But you have to have his monstrosity cost that expensive, or else he'd be a little overpowered. So that's kind of the bitch of the cards. You know, you can't undercost these things because they'd be dumb. But if you overcost them, we kind of just shake our heads at them like, ugh. Moving on to Abhorrent Overlord. Yeah, Abhorrent Overlord, whatever. I'm bad at pronunciations, so I apologize. We got 5 colorless and 2 black for a demon. He's a 6/6 flyer. And when he enters the battlefield, you put X 1/1 harpies into play, where X is your devotion to black. Now, your devotion to black is when he enters the battlefield, you check all your permanents for black mana symbols, and for each one, you get a harpy. So, I mean, if he enters the play just as he is, he'll bring in 2 harpies with him, which isn't great, but, so at the least, it's 7 mana for a 6/6 flyer and 2 1/1 flyers, which isn't horrible. But he adds at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature, and I think that's the part where he becomes bad. If he didn't have that, I think he'd be awesome, but since you have to keep sacrificing creatures just to have him out there, I think he's a little overcosted for what he does, and I don't see him being used much of anywhere. Next, we have the Shipbreaker Kraken. He's 4 colorless and 2 blue for a 6/6 Kraken. He has 8 mana for Monstrosity 4, so you can pay 8 mana, put 4+1/+1 counters on him, and he becomes monstrous. And he has the ability, when he becomes monstrous, tap up to 4 target creatures. Yeah, tap up to 4 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps, as long as you control the Kraken. So he's 6 mana for a 6/6, which makes him a bomb unlimited, which is good. You can pay 8 mana to make him a 10/10, which then you have a huge 10/10, which is actually pretty good, honestly. And then he gets to freeze 4 creatures and they don't untap. So I mean, he's 6 mana for a 6, which isn't bad. And then anytime you have 8 mana that you're not using, you just make him a 10/10, and then you just lock down 4 of your opponent's creatures. So it's, honestly, I like this card a lot. I think it's really cool. Oops, sorry, really cool. Standard, probably not. EDH, yes. People are going to love this card in EDH. It's just something new and cool to play with. And I might even try running an EDH deck. Next, we have Celestial Archon. He's 3 colorless and 2 white for a 4/4. Flying first strike, and he has he is an enchantment creature, by the way. That's important because he has Bestow 7. So he has Bestow 7 for 5 and 2 white. You can cast this card for its Bestow cost. It's an aura spell with an enchant creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. So he's 5 mana for a 4/4 flying first strike, or it's 7 mana for an enchantment that enchants a creature that gives it +4/+4 flying in first strike. So this card is strange. To say the least, this card is very strange in my opinion, and I'm very curious to see what people do with it. I don't know. I mean, if you enchant a creature and then the creature dies, you get the Archon itself as a 4/4. But I think this card is very interesting. I like Bestow. It's something different to do with Magic cards. But I'm just not sure if it's going to be used really anywhere. Except for Limited. Limited, this card's good, by the way. Limited, very good. Bow of Nila. It's 1 colorless, 2 green, legendary enchantment artifact. Okay. Attacking creatures you control have Death Touch, which is very good. And it has an awesome ability. Colorless, green, tap it, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It deals 2 damage to target creature with flying. You gain 3 life, or put up to 4 target cards from your graveyard on bottom of your library in any order. So this card has a lot of abilities. It gives your guys, or attacking guys you control have Death Touch, which is awesome. And it makes like 1/1 tokens deadly as all hell. And then it has the ability where you get to choose something. Put a +1/+1 counter onto a creature. You know, shock something with flying, gain 3 life, or get some cards back in your deck. I think this card is good. It has a lot of abilities, which means it has a lot of potential. But I'm just not sure, beyond its attacking creatures you control have Death Touch. I'm not really sure how good this card is, but the fact that it gives your attacking creatures Death Touch is pretty awesome. And last card I'm going to talk about today is Magma Jet. This card is actually a reprint from 5th Dawn. It's 1 colorless, 1 red is an instant, deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and then you get to scry 2. Now, I love that Scry is coming back. Scry is awesome. I love it, the ability. And if you don't know what Scry is, this card is Scry 2, which is you look at the top 2 cards of your library, put any number of them on the bottom, or any number of them back on top in any order. So it kind of allows you to have some control over what you draw, which is awesome. And it gets to shock something, and you get to scry too. So I like this card overall. I think it's very good. I believe it will see standard and limited. Obviously very good. But there you go, guys. That is my first episode of the Theros Spoilers. Hope you guys did enjoy this. I should be bringing you guys a Theros spoiler video every Sunday. So make sure you guys are looking forward to that. Make sure you guys are subbed to my YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss any spoilers. If you guys want to tell me in the comment section below what card you are most excited for, that will be awesome. Just to let you guys know, I recorded this video on Friday. So if any new spoilers came up over the weekend, I apologize I didn't review them, but they will be in the next episode. And like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to like the video, drop a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'm JT Dragonlord, and I'm out.